It's your boy, it's your man, Canuck fan here, bringing you guys another video here. This one's going to be an MLB standing video, just because the All-Star break is here, and the All-Star game was the other day. The American League won, so that means the American League is going to have home field advantage in the World Series like they did last year. So, yeah. But I'll give you the standings here, and if the playoffs started today, who would be in it, and who I think is going to win each division. And I don't know about the World Series yet. It's still a little too early to give predictions for that. But anyway, here we go. I'll give the standings and who I think is going to win the division, and obviously wild cards. So yeah, here we go. We got in the NL. I'll start with the NL. In the NL East, we got Washington, who's 51-42, and Atlanta, who's 52-43. So they're tied for first place, because they have the same winning percentage. So they're tied for first in the NL East. The Mets are 7 games back. Miami is 7.5, and the Philadelphia Phillies are 9.5 games back. So the NL Central, you got Milwaukee, who is up, who's 53-43. St. Louis is a game back. Cincinnati is a game and a half back, and Pittsburgh is 3.5 games back. And the Chicago Cubs are 12 games back. This is the toughest division, I think, in all baseball. You got 4 teams all above 500, somewhat close, and all trying to get a spot in the playoffs. Then you got the West, the NL West, which really is not competitive. You got the Dodgers, who are 54-43. That's pretty good. San Fran is 52-43, and they're a game back. And then you got San Diego, who's 12 games back. Colorado, who's 13 games back, and Arizona is 13.5 games back. Now, that division, it's not really competitive. You got 2 teams basically fighting for the top, with both pretty good records. But outside of that, you don't have too much there. All right, moving on. My trusty notebook where I have all my stuff written down. The American League East. This used to be, the powerful division, the best division in all of baseball. It's very mediocre now. You got Baltimore, who is 52-42, which is pretty good. You got Toronto, who's 49-47. They're 4 games back. New York is 500. Obviously, the Yankees. They're 5 games back. Tampa, which everyone thought was gonna win this division, is 9.5 games back. And Boston, I'm so happy they're 9.5 games back as well. I'm not a Boston Red Sox fan. I can't stand them. Yeah, and they beat my Cardinals last year in the World Series, so I'm happy to see they're 9.5 games back. That's it's kind of disappointing. You win a World Series, and then the next season, you can't even be 500 at the All-Star break. But anyway, enough taking shots at Boston. I like the Patriots, so I can't take too many shots at Boston. So moving on to the AL Central now. That was the AL East. AL Central, Detroit is 53-38. They lead that division. Kansas City's behind them at 6.5 games back. Cleveland's 500 at 7.5 games back. The White Sox are 10.5 back, and the Twins are 10.5 games back as well. Oakland is 59-36. They got the best record in all of baseball. This is also kind of a tough division here, too. The Angels are 57-37. They're 1.5 games back. Seattle's still above 500. They're 51-44 at 8 games back. And then you got Houston and the Texans, which are 19.5 games back and 21.5 games back. So, you take those 2 out, those 2 last teams out. That's the NL West AL West is a pretty tough division. The leaders of the wild card, you got Washington and Atlanta. Even though they're both division leaders, they're tied. So whoever wins, one more game or whatever, has a little bit better winning percentage, will take the division lead, and the other team will be on top of the wild card. And then San Francisco is the other wild card in the NL. Unfortunately, my Cardinals are a half game back, but I'm not worried yet, even though Yadier is hurt. We'll see what happens. In the wild card in the AL, you got the Angels and Seattle. Again, that NL West division is tough, and it looks like possibly 3 teams will come from that division and make the playoffs. Just like last year, the NL Central had 3 teams make the playoffs. It was the Reds, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Pirates all made it. So that might happen with the AL West. So I'll say who I think is going to win each division here. Even though the Mets are hot and a lot of people are saying they might make a run, they're not going to win the division. I think Atlanta, with their experience, is going to beat out Washington and take the division. And the Central, I think Seattle, St. Louis. I'm a Cardinals fan. I don't want to be biased here, but if they make a trade, which it looks like they might take Milwaukee over. So I'll say St. Louis. St. Louis wins the NL Central again. The West, I think the Dodgers are going to hang on to the West, and the 2 wild cards will be Washington, and I'll say I'll say Milwaukee for the wild card teams. Now the AL, you got I think Baltimore's going to hang on to that spot at the top of the AL East, just because the Yankees are hurt. The Toronto doesn't have enough pitching, I think, and then Tampa and Boston are too far back to make up ground unless they go on unbelievable tears. But I don't see that happening. The Central, AL Central, I think Detroit's gonna hang on. They got a pretty comfortable cushion as long as they keep doing what they're doing. They got a 6.5 game lead. They're gonna win. And then Oakland and the Angels. I'm going to say Oakland's going to hang on. I like what they're doing up in Oakland. So yeah, I'm going to say Oakland holds on. And the wild cards are going to be, let's see. I want to see, can the Royals make it? I'm going to say the Royals and the Angels are going to be the wild card team. I think Seattle's going to slip a little bit. And I want to see the Royals make it. They're 2 games back behind the Mariners, maybe 3 games back behind the Mariners. You can make that ground up. I'm gonna say they win it, and yeah, I'm gonna say they win it. I don't think Toronto's gonna make it, even though they're closer. I want them to, but I don't think they will because they're my AL team. But yep, that's my predictions and the standings at the All-Star break. Let me know who you guys think are gonna win. And like I said, I'm not going to do World Series predictions right now. It's way too far away. But anyway, this is it. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.